Hi, I'm Duncan from Fishhead, and today we are looking at the Zenaq Sinpaa SC83-95G Hiramasa. This is the most powerful one of that Sinpaa range. There's probably going to be a couple more Sinpaa rods coming in future, but at this stage this is the most powerful one. So the Sinpaa range for Zenaq is like an offshore casting rod, but stuff that sits below their heavy-duty GT tuna range. This is more your mid-size casting lures, and yeah, as the name suggests, Hiramasa, it's designed for catching kingfish, especially big kingfish. So the taper on this rod, you've got a softer tip section, definitely more of that stickbait style softer tip, just a steady ramp up in that first third or so. Once you hit about a third of the way down, it's definitely firming up and then just continues smoothly through into the butt. Component wise, we have Fuji rubber butt cap, the Zenaq metal spacer at the bottom there, then goes into the Zenaq Hexagon reel seat, which continues on to the Zenaq Hexagon grips, which is feature of all the heavier duty Zenaq rods. With the guides, we have Fuji MNSGs to start with, so your classic offshore guides. These are silicon MNSGs for the first 4. Then as you get towards the tip, tapers down into the titanium framed Fuji K guides. So again, silicon, titanium framed silicon, so all the best guides you can get. Reel wise, this is designed for an 8 through to 14,000 Daiwa or Shimano reel, and it is rated for P6 to 8 and cast weights of 60 to 140 grams. So we're stepping up into getting close to some of the GT rods in terms of what weights they cast and line. We'll go into that and see how close it gets to those rods. Anyway, let's see how it casts. Okay, so the OTL swimming popper, it's 50 grams. And on this rod, that's right at the bottom end of its cast weight. It recommends 60 to 140 grams on this rod. So with the hooks on, it's probably a smidge under 60 grams. Punch off the tip and cast really nicely. It doesn't load the rod all the way through or anything, but definitely working the tip does it great. Working the lure, no problem there. The swimming popper darts and dives really well. I'd say with a delicate floating stickbait at this size, might be a little bit harder, but it can be done. Okay, casting the KM Kubo LX180. So it's a 100 gram lure, close to 110 grams with hooks on. Very comfortable in the casting range for this rod, right in its happy zone. Plenty of feel through the rod, both in casting and working the lure, so no dramas at this point, whether you're using a small cup popper or even 100 gram with a mid cup, it's still going to pull it pretty well. This diving swimming lure, you can get lots of feedback and you can make it walk and dance really easily. And then if you're using a more delicate floating stickbait, again, no trouble at this kind of weight, around that 90 to 110 gram mark is slap bang in the middle of its happy spot. So it's going to be very, very good with pretty much any lure that you throw at this level. Okay, so throwing the FCL Labo CSP 220 floater. With hooks on, this one comes in around 130 grams, which is close to the max recommended weight of 140 grams for the rod. No dramas casting that weight at all. You could probably go a bit over the 140 gram weight, I reckon. You can definitely feel the rod is fully loading up though, so it's getting up towards its upper comfort weight. Being a stick bait on this softer tip rod, super easy just working it. You can just sweep and not really think at all, and the stick bait just swims. So very little to do for the angler there. It's just sweep it and let the lure do its thing. Okay, so the Sinpaa 83-95, you can see there the softer tip section initially blends into a much stiffer midsection, about a third of the way down, and then considerably stiffer as you get further down the blank. So once we start to lift, folds away nicely. And that 12 kilos definitely feels like it's at the top end of what it's comfortable with. Okay, so we saw from casting this Sinpaa rod that it was, yeah, quite a comfortable and versatile rod to work with. It threw a wide variety of weights very comfortably, and it also had that softer tip there. It was quite obvious with that softer tip. It worked the stick baits very, very easily. But yeah, as you went down the rod, the middle stiffness certainly allowed you to use some smaller poppers and diving poppers in that range quite nicely. So yeah, it obviously feels like a stick bait rod, but it does have some versatility as well. So yeah, very nice thing for that. Now in the lifting, the line ratings P6 to 8, you might think that this is a straight up GT rod, but certainly with this Sinpaa range, they have not built the bottom end of the rod to be quite as stiff and powerful as the heavier GT rods in the range. So yes, you can certainly use P8 on it, but it's not going to do the big deadlift that a lot of the GT rods will. So it is a bit lighter there. But where this rod sits in very nicely is someone who wants, say, a rod for chasing big kingfish, but may go away and catch GTs as well, just not doing it as their primary goal for the rod. It's also, with that lighter tip, being able to throw smaller lures is a fantastic rod for chasing extra large reef fish on the coral flats. And certainly it has been a popular rod in our local area, southeast Queensland, the kind of rod where you're probably going to go out and catch things like Spanish mackerel, smaller tunas, kingfish mostly, and then just the occasional GT that comes along. You still want to have that power there when the GT comes around, but it's not your primary goal. So it kind of slots in just nicely underneath those GT rods. Yeah, I'd certainly recommend this to anyone who's looking for more of a all-rounder stick bait style rod, where they will use a mixture of lures, but predominantly stick baits, and for a wide range of pelagic fish, you know, in that sort of 10 to 30 kilo range without really chasing monster big tunas or big GTs. So yeah, check it out on our website, and we will be back soon with more rod videos.